Okay, good morning, students. So we are starting with our classes. As you know, my subject is transportation engineering. The syllabus of the same will be shared with you through your group. Okay, so basically what is meant by transportation engineering? You know that when you consider the role of a civil engineer will be involved in the development of roads, rail networks, airports, etc. So what is common about these roads, railways, airports, etc.? The common factor is they all they all are different means by which person can be taken from one place to another, right? So the movement of person or goods from one place to another you call as transportation. So that branch of engineering which helps in the transportation, okay, which plays a role in the easy transportation of goods and passengers from one place to another. That branch of engineering you call as transportation engineering. So basically in transportation engineering, we will have to deal with different subheads. One among that, the first and foremost one among that is highway engineering. Okay, what do you mean by highway engineering? You might have seen that the highway construction work, road construction work being carried out, right? So highway engineering deals with the construction and development of road networks in the country. Another important one is railway engineering. What is meant by railway engineering? Railway engineering deals with the development of rail networks. Then there is airport engineering, and also there is harbor and dock engineering. If the mode of transport is airways, we need to develop the infrastructure required for that, right? So the development of infrastructure required for airway transportation, you call it as airport engineering. And finally, there is dock and harbor engineering when the mode of transportation is through water. So in this paper, you are focusing only on highway engineering, okay? As an intro, I was giving the details about all these other aspects, but here our focus will only be on highway engineering. Okay. Now, what we have to study in highway engineering? The first thing which we have to study in highway engineering is about the development of roads. Okay. So when we start studying about the development of roads, you should know about the history, how the development of roads started to take place, or what are the historical events, that took place in road development, which made the roads as you see now. Okay, you will be seeing a very well developed network of roads now. So what were the events? What is the calendar of events which led into the development of roads in the present form you see? Okay. So these topics is about some years and what are the major events that took place in these particular years. Okay. So you should be remembering these things. Okay. Because there is nothing much conceptual here, but you need to remember these things. Let us see. Okay, so highway development and planning. Okay. So what is meant by roads? Any hardened surface which can carry the load of moving vehicle is called road. Now, in transportation engineering, you will not be using the terminology road always. Instead of the term roads, you will be using the term pavement. So what is meant by pavement? If the road is made up of a number of layers, you call it as a pavement. So you will be getting confused by what is meant by this layer. From where this term of layer is coming all of a sudden. Don't worry. We'll be discussing everything in detail. Okay. And another one is highway. What is meant by highway? Highway means if you have a road, of course, you might have heard about highways, but what is the exact specification of highway? You don't know, right? We will be discussing in detail the different types of road depending on the vehicular volume and depending on the prominence of the places which is getting connected by this particular roadway network. You will be calling it a highway. Okay. Now let us come into the development of roads. First type of road is the Roman road. Roman road means during the very early time of Roman civilization. During the very early time of Roman civilization, there was road construction. So, and these roads were made up of stone blocks. Okay, the road construction was carried out with the help of stone blocks of considerable thickness. Now, there are certain features of Roman, sorry, there are certain features of Roman roads. The Roman roads were straight roads. There was no consideration given to the gradient of the slope, gradient of the road. The total thickness of construction. Okay, when you consider the total thickness of construction, I think you can see this figure. The total thickness of construction is 0.75 to 1.2 meter. Actually, this road construction was done. First of all, we need to remove the soft soil. Okay, once the soft soil is removed from the top, a hard stratum will be reached. The road construction will be carried out on this hard stratum. Now, on the top here, you can see that there is one wearing course. The topmost layer, we call it as the wearing course. And this wearing course, it is made up of large stone slabs, which is made in lime mortar and having a thickness of 10 to 15 centimeter. So these things you have to know. It is very straight. We are not considering the slope of the terrain. It is very straight. The total thickness of construction is 0.75 to 1.2 meter. Then the soft soil is removed and you will be digging till a hard stratum is reached. Now the wearing course will be consisting of dressed large stone blocks which is set in lime mortar. These are the main features of Roman roads. This is about Roman roads. Next one is Agate construction. Agate construction means it is another type of construction. The thickness of the road, here you can observe the figure. The thickness of the road will be of the order of 30 centimeter. The road will be having a thickness of about 30 centimeter. In the case of Agate construction, the subgrade moisture condition and drainage of surface water need to be considered. Okay, the subgrade moisture content and the drainage of surface water will be considered in the case of a Agate construction. Now, the top wearing course was made up of smaller slope. In the top, you will be having a wearing course that is made up of small slope having cross slope of 1 in 45. Then a shoulder sloping. You can see that a shoulder sloping is provided of the slope value ranging from 1 in 20. This is about the Agate construction. Next one is Telford construction. The main features of Telford construction is he proposed a level subgrade of width 9 centimeter. Okay, for the subgrade, the width was considered for 9 centimeter. Now, over this subgrade layer, you can see that the thickness of foundation stone varied from 17 cm at edges to 22 cm at the center. Here you can see that over the subgrade, you will be having a course of foundation stones. The thickness of foundation stones, if you notice, it is starting from 17 centimeter at the edges. And the thickness is going on increasing as you move forward from the edges towards the center. And once it is reaching the center, the thickness will be getting a value of 22 centimeter. Then a 4 centimeter thick binding layer is provided with a cross slope of 1 in 45. This is about the basic features of Telford Construction. Next one is Metcalfe Construction. In case of Metcalfe, Metcalfe Construction is a bit more advanced when we consider the already discussed different construction methods. So in case of Metcalfe Construction, there was one more important aspect considered by Metcalfe, that the road should be having a very good foundation. It should be well drained and it should be having a smooth surface. Okay, the drainage condition should be proper and it should be having a smooth surface so that the rainwater will be allowed to drain quickly. Okay, so that the rainwater will be allowed to drain quickly. Now let us see the different features of Metcalfe Construction. Okay, next one is Macadam Construction. In case of Macadam Construction, Macadam is the name of a scientist who proposed that there is no need of heavy foundation stones. At the bottom layer of the road network, there is no need of heavy foundation stone. So he started to provide stones which are less than 5 millimeter in size, 5 mm to a uniform thickness of 10 centimeter. Here you can see that broken stone passing, sorry, not 5 mm, broken stone passing 5 centimeter C and 10 centimeter thickness. Now, in the case of Macadam Construction, a large importance was given to subgrade drainage. We have already told that how subgrade drainage need to be considered in the case of Macadam Construction. And also the compaction, proper compaction was given so that the subgrade is compacted and it is having a cross slope of 1 in 36. The total pavement surface, okay, of course, the total pavement surface is also given a cross slope of 1 in 36. So that is about the Macadam Construction. Now, we can have a comparative study between the two forms of construction, Telford and Macadam Construction. In Macadam method, we have already seen that a cross slope of 1 in 36. What is the objective of providing this cross slope of 1 in 36? To make sure that the draining is proper, to have a proper subgrade drainage. Okay. Now, at the bottom layer of the pavement or the sub-base course, it consisted of broken stones. At the bottom layer of pavement or sub-base course, it consisted of broken stones, which is less than 5 centimeter size. Okay, to a uniform thickness of 10 centimeter. Now, the base and surface courses will be consisting of broken stones. The base and surface courses will be consisting of broken stones, and it will be compacted to a thickness of 10 and 15 centimeter respectively. And next one, the total thickness of pavement construction. Starting from edge to center, the total thickness should be having a minimum value of only 25 centimeters. So these are the different features of Macadam method. Next one is Telford method. The subgrade was kept horizontal and hence subgrade drainage was not proper. Okay, the subgrade was kept horizontal and so that the subgrade drainage is not proper. Then heavy foundation stones having a size ranging from 17 centimeter. Then over the heavy foundation stone, the heavy foundation stones will be serving as the sub-base course. Over the sub-base course layer, we will be having 2 more layers of broken stones. 2 more layers of broken stones with a cross slope of 1 in 45. Now, when you consider the total thickness of construction, the total thickness of construction will be varying from 35 centimeter at the edges to about 41 centimeter at the center. So that is about the history of roads. Are you getting it? Okay. So now let us get into the other details. Modern roads developed in India. So whatever road development we see in our country today, okay, is in response to a resolution which was passed in the year 1927, okay, which was passed in the year 1927. So this is known as Jaeger Committee recommendation. Remember this year, Jaeger Committee recommendation was made in the year. A committee was constituted in the year 1927 with Jaeger. Jaeger is the name of a person who was heading that committee. So the recommendations put forward by that committee is known as Jaeger Committee recommendation. Jaeger Committee gave some recommendations regarding the road development. So let us see what are the recommendations given by Jaeger Committee. First of all, the road development should be considered as a national interest. That was the first recommendation given by the Jaeger Committee. Road development should be considered as national interest. Secondly, the second recommendation was for the purpose of road development and maintenance. You know that how costly a process is developing a road and maintaining an existing road, right? So a specific fund need to be mobilized. A specific fund need to be mobilized for the development and maintenance of road. So in order to have that specific fund for development and maintenance of road, there should be levying of an extra charge on petrol and diesel, right? There should be an extra charge levied on petrol and diesel so that the fund required for the road development and maintenance can be mobilized. So in response to that recommendation made by Jaeger Committee regarding the mobilization of a fund, this was proposed in 1927, and in the year 1929, a fund known as the Central Road Fund was established. Okay, so that is another important recommendation made by Jaeger, and the response, in response to this recommendation, the Central Road Fund CRF that was established in 1929. Another recommendation made by Jaeger Committee was for the design and specification of road. Okay, for the design and specification of road, a technical body should be established. So this recommendation was also made in 1927, and in response to this recommendation, in the year 1934, the Indian Road Congress was formed, IRC. Okay, IRC stands for Indian Road Congress. Indian Road Congress was formed in the year 1934 as a response to the Jaeger Committee recommendation of establishing a technical body for the design and specification. Okay, next one. For research related to roads. Okay, if new roads need to be established, in order to carry out the research and research related to these roads, a specific organization for the research and development need to be established. That was the fourth recommendation made by Jaeger. So as a result of this recommendation, in the year 1950, okay, so whatever we are mentioning here is in the chronological order. In 1927, the committee called Jaeger Committee was constituted for giving recommendations for road development. And as per the recommendations of Jaeger Committee, in the year 1929, first of all, the Central Road Fund was established. In the year 1934, IRC was established, and a research and development organization as per the recommendation of Jaeger Committee was constituted in the year 1950, that is known as the CRRI, Central Road Research Institute. And finally, Jaeger Committee gave more stress for long-term planning. Okay, for the development of roads, long-term planning was required. So that was another, or that was the fifth recommendation made by the Jaeger Committee. So as a result of this, Fifth recommendation, what happened? The various 20-year plans was formulated. Okay, so is it clear? We have seen that what is Jaeger Committee was constituted in 1927 with the aim of providing recommendations for road development. And Jaeger Committee has provided the following recommendation. To mobilize a fund required for road development, an extra tax should be charged from the users of petrol and diesel. And this was made into existence in the year 1929 with the name Central Road Fund. Okay. Now, another one is in the year 1934, a body was constituted, a semi-technical body was constituted as per the Jaeger Committee recommendation, and that was the Indian Road Congress. Next one is a research and development organization need to be established. A research and development organization need to be established solely for the purpose of research related to highway matters. So considering this recommendation in the year 1950, a research organization known as the Central Road Research Institute, CRRI, was formed. Okay. And last one is Jaeger Committee recommended that road development should be a long-term process. So considering this long-term aspect, it was decided that a time frame of 20 years will be taken into consideration, right? And within this 20-year time frame, certain specific objectives required for road development will be put forward and it will be met in this 20-year time period. Okay, so this thing you call as the 20-year plan. Okay, so now we are going to study about the different 20-year road development plans happened in India. Okay, so the first 20-year, this 20-year road development plan is similar to our 5-year plan. Okay, you know about the Planning Commission of India. Now it is known as the Niti Aayog. So every 5-year will be considered and a certain specific objective will be made for this 5-year time period and it will be met by the Niti Aayog. Similarly, in the history of road development in India, this 20-year road plan is very much important. So we are going to see about the different 20-year road development plan. The first 20-year road plan, okay? The first 20-year road plan, it started in 1943 and it was proposed for a period of 1943 to 1963. This first 20-year road development plan is also known as the Nagpur Road Plan. Okay. So Nagpur Road Plan, when speaking about the Nagpur Road Plan, this Nagpur Road Plan was a major attempt in planning for road development in a scientific manner. Okay. If road development need to be planned in a scientific manner, this Nagpur plan was a major attempt. So the objective was, when the project was started in 1943, the objective was by the end of this project, means by the year 1963 is reached, there will be 16 kilometers of road length per 100 square kilometer of area. If you consider 100 square kilometer of area, okay, within this 100 square kilometer area, you can have 16 kilometer road length. This was the objective of first 20-year road development plan, also known as the Nagpur plan. So according to the Nagpur plan, the roads were classified into 5 categories. Okay, as per the Nagpur plan, roads were classified into 5 categories: national highway, state highway, major district road, other district road, and village road. These are the 5 classification of roads as per the Nagpur road plan. Now some formula is given how to calculate the road length. That is not required as of now. We'll study all those things later. Next one is second 20-year road development plan. So Nagpur plan, the first 20-year road development plan or Nagpur plan was proposed from 1943 to 1963, but by the year 1961 was reached. That is, within a period of 18 years, the objectives was met. What was the objective? When you consider an area of 100 square kilometer, within 100 square kilometer area, there should be a road length of 16 kilometer. So this objective was met by the year 1961 itself. So what happened from 1961 to 1981, the second 20-year road plan was formed. That is known as the Bombay Road Plan. According to Bombay Road Plan, if you consider 100 square kilometer area, the target road length will be 32 kilometer. 32 kilometer of road length per 100 square kilometer area. Next one is the third 20-year road development plan. From 1961 to 1981 for second, and from 1981 to 2001 for third 20-year road development plan. So in this third 20-year road development plan, the time frame was kept from 1981 to 2001, and the main feature was the roads will be classified into three road systems. That is the primary road system, secondary and tertiary road system. Likewise, three different road systems was made. If there is a village which is having a population over 500, a village having a population over 500 should be connected by all weather roads. And the road density will be like, for every 100 square kilometer area, there should be a road length of 82 kilometer. Okay. So this is about the third 20-year road development plan. Okay. So that is the different road development plan. I told that it was classified in the third 20-year road development plan. The roads are classified, road networks are classified into primary, secondary and tertiary system. So primary system means express highways and national highways will be included in primary. State highways and major district roads will be included in secondary. Other district road and village road will be included in tertiary. So this is how the road network system was classified. Okay. Okay. So that is the history of road development. You should understand what is meant by transportation engineering, what are the different branches of transportation engineering, of which our focus is only on highway engineering in this subject. Now, how the highway engineering evolved. Earlier days, olden days, how were the roads constructed? We have seen the Roman roads, Agate Construction, Telford Construction, Metcalfe Construction, all these things. Then come into the Indian context. How road development came into its present form in India. The foremost thing is Jagar Committee recommendation. Years you should remember for all these events. Try to remember the years. 1927 was for Jagar Committee recommendation, and as part of Jagar Committee recommendation, Central Road Fund was developed in 1929. Then Indian Road Congress was developed in 1934, and Central Road Research Institute was constituted in 1950. So remember the events as well as the year associated with it. Then we have seen the different 20-year road development plan as a response to the Jagar Committee recommendation. Okay. First 20-year road development plan is also known as Nagpur plan. Second 20-year road development plan is also known as Bombay plan. And third 20-year road development plan is known as Lucknow plan. And we have also seen the features of all these things. Okay. So that's it. This material, the material which I was sharing on screen will be shared to you. Fine. Thank you.